I low-key was gonna stream earlier, but then I got caught up in reading webtoons. Such is life. But yeah, stream isn't gonna be very long today. Maybe like, like 2 hours. The voices. Bro today? Bro today? What happened to you today? You actually tried to learn art? Let's fucking go. What'd you learn today? They curve. Real shit. Did you learn like with a video, or where'd you learn today? You get halfway in and it still hasn't said anything. That's the awesome thing about videos. You can skip, unlike lectures. You just suffer for like 3 hours. You gotta cut, huh? Okay, stay safe. You give up? What were you trying to cut out of your skin, bro? It's probably lead. Such is life. With getting lead stuck in your finger or whatever. You don't even know how it happened? It would actually be weird though if like you got lead stuck in your finger but you only use pens. That would be kind of fucked up. Eyebrows, the enemy, my enemy of ever. Okay, eat well. Benefit of apartment, the fridge is close. Real and true. Now spill? It's not that grand of a story this time. I was doing catering for my work, right? And there's like 3 fucking buildings in this plaza and they're gigantic. And I thought I went into the right building or building on the parking lot for the company I'm supposed to go to. And then I get out of my car and I'm just like, why does it feel wrong? And then my boss was like, oh yeah, the building with the giant like sign on top of it. The thing is, when you're on ground level, it's a little hard to see the top of the building, especially if it's super tall. So I was like, dog, I literally have I think I'm at the right building, but I literally don't see anybody out here. And these construction workers are looking at me like they might call the police on me or something. So I'm just like, I feel super lost. And so I got back into my car and I was like, maybe I'll just drive around a little bit and see if I can like find one of their cars, right? As soon as I back out of my parking space and then start to like slowly mosey about through the parking lot, some fuck ass stupid like car comes like bolting at me at like 30 miles an hour. And like maybe it was faster. It's in a parking lot, right? So I'm like going like 5 at most. This dude was going like a good, like a solid like 30 in the parking lot. I'm like, dog, this parking lot is already small and you're going 30. And so bro almost like full on like T-boned me and I was like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah. So in a parking lot, yep. I'm like, dog. And they just like skirted around like to like the upper floor of the parking garage. I'm just like, where are you? What was so urgent that it possessed you to do that? Like, okay, hypothetically, had they gotten into a car crash with me, it would have just delayed them even longer for whatever they were late to already. So it's just like, you can see this is a full ass parking lot. What the fuck are you doing driving 30 in here? Crazy motherfucker. So I was like, so after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna fuck around in this parking lot. And so I proceed to mosey back into my parking space and just sit in my car. And I'm just like, I still feel lost. My boss isn't here yet. I have no idea where my coworker is because apparently they're there too. But like, I don't fucking know where they are. I don't know what their car looks like. So I'm just like, fuck, like, where am I? So eventually, I get out of my car again and I like start walking around like super lost. And so I eventually just like call up my boss and I'm like, hey, so how do we get in? Slash, am I even like at the right building? And she was like, yeah, it's like this building. It like, looks like this. And I'm just like, okay, is it across from this building? And she's like, I don't know. It faces the freeway. Mind you, my view at the moment is a giant ass building to my left and another giant ass building to my right. So I'm like, what freeway are you talking about, lady? I see no freeway, okay? This alleged freeway might have been like 20 minutes away or literally just on the other side of the building. I had no fucking idea, right? I couldn't see, like, there's like things covering it. So I'm like, girl, what do you mean? So eventually, I'm like walking around, and again, those construction workers are just like staring at me. I'm just like, I swear I'm not doing anything suspicious, okay? Don't call the police on me. So eventually, she sees me, and she's like, oh yeah, just like, try to enter in through those doors right there. Mind you, there is no indication or anything that the doors, the entrance that was next to me could be entered, right? It could have just been one of those back doors that are like always locked, right? So I'm just like, how was I supposed to know this was an entrance, dude? Like, it looks like so fucking plain on the outside. Like, what do you mean? Like, you just expect me to know that I could enter in through this way? There's literally no sign posted like anywhere outside. It's just fucking glass doors like surrounding the building. And I'm just like, Ugh. And I walk into the building. She's like, haha, did you get lost? And I'm just like, did I get lost? I've been here for 10 minutes. Running around this building. Trying to look for a way to get in. And maybe looking a little suspicious. Because I'm like, well, I guess it's not that surprising. But like, I don't know. It's like a corporate office building, right? So it's just like that vibe of like, why is there like a younger looking person like wandering around aimlessly around this building? Like, what are they up to, you know? So it's just like, how was I supposed to know? Yeah. And mind you, my boss did send a video, right? I mean, a photo, right? But the photo was just a picture of her GPS of what time she would arrive. So, not helpful at all. But I did eventually get there, luckily. So. Yeah. She was trolling me, bro. But aside from that, it was a pretty chill job. I mean, chill day today. I don't know if you call like almost getting fucking T-boned in a car parking lot like chill though, but you know. It's chill for me. I'm really good at speaking. What that mean? What that mean? I've had a few people say that, but I'm just like, nah. I only can talk about like really stupid shit. Like the MapleStory lore for 4 hours. Perfect. Start right now. Unfortunately, we don't have that time today. Speaking of MapleStory, they low-key are getting my ass again. It's so bad. I was like, oh, I wonder like what's been up to like with MapleStory lately. And then I just thought it was a great idea to open up the launcher, right? Because I still have it downloaded, the launcher. So I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, oh shit, the anniversary is almost here. And then I like look further, and I'm like, shit, they're gonna release a new class this summer. Fuck. Then my friend's like, oh, are you going back to your yearly MapleStory crate binge? And I'm just like, no, not again. Somebody free me! I'll never be free! I'll never be free from this game, I swear to God. So if you're gonna play, stream. I've re-downloaded it, but I haven't opened to play it yet. I like killed like a total of like 3 bosses, and then I had to go to sleep, and then I haven't played since. When I'm finally free though. Tomorrow is my last. I've been getting stuck with all the morning shifts and I want to die on the inside. I'm not a morning person, man. I'd rather be stuck with all the night shifts. Alas. Not my fate. that's the good thing about morning shifts is that I can still fuck around in the evening. But the thing is, by the time I get home, because I'm not a morning person, I just immediately go to sleep. I'm like, okay, if I take maybe like a nap, my naps are like 4 hours, so it's not even like a nap anymore. It's like a short sleep. I'm like, and then I'll wake up at like 7, 8, stay up for like maybe 4 or 5 hours, and then go back to sleep because I have another morning shift the next day. It'll be fine. That has been my days recently, and I'm like, I'm not built for the morning shift, man. Because usually when I wake up in the evening for my night shift, right, I can wake up in the evening, stay up through my night shift, and then all the way up until like the next morning, right? No problem. But if it's like a morning shift, oh my god, dude, you got me fucked up. Except for today. Today was a rare day and did not take a nap. Can you make 1,000K? 1,000K? That's not right. 100K. Point reading that makes a story time video. Don't you already have that much, low-key? No, whatever do you mean? I have absolutely no idea what you are talking about. My bank account? No such thing. I only have 10K. Sure you do. I totally believe you. Want a screenshot? Nah, it's okay. Good, because I wasn't gonna send you one. I know, I've played these games before! That's the same exact shit my family does to me. It's like the vibe of like, oh, can you get me just like a little bit? And they give you like a... Like, oh, can you get me like a little bit of rice? My stepdad proceeds to return with 3 whole grains of rice, and I'm just like... He's like, what? You said a little bit? I'm like... I'm gonna fight you, bro. Specify. 200 grains of rice. Dude, that reminds me, there's this fucker. No offense to him, but at the same time, all the offense to him. There's this guy who, like, he always comes in and he's like, yeah, can I get exactly like, I'm feeling like 3 ice cubes today. I'm just like, literally fuck off. If not for the laws of this land, I would have climbed over this counter and shoved these ice cubes down your throat, okay? Shut the fuck up about your 3 ice cubes bullshit, okay? But, okay, it would be funny if he was, like, joking about it, right? But, like, he's so serious. I'm just like... And also, mind you, this guy has a brother who also comes in all the time, and he's so normal compared to him. I'm just like, why? What happened? Why can't... What? Where in the bloodline went wrong? What happened? No, he's not rage baiting. I wish he was. Look, maybe if his brother was also weird, I'd be like, okay, maybe it's just the way they were raised, right? But his brother is so normal. Like, he's so normal compared to him. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I wish it was because of Pa. Are you kidding me? That would actually explain a lot of things, but unfortunately, I don't think that's the case here. Dude, I so distinctly remember. This was back when my old boss was still here before he got deported, right? He had this thing where like he has like friends with some of the customers, right? And he was friends with that one customer, air quotes friends, I don't know. And like my boss had this thing where like we'd always go bowling. And like, I mean, the guy is like around my age, so it's just like, it's not that weird, but at the same time, it's just like kind of weird to go bowling with like your regular at your cafe when you don't know them, right? So my boss like invited him and his brother to go bowling, right? And his brother, so normal. Him, also still weird as fuck, right? And then after we like finished bowling, we were all heading home, and then he was like, hey, like do you have Instagram? To like all of like me and like all my friends. And my friends for some reason gave him their Instagram, and I'm like, oh god. And he like directly turns to me and he's like, hey, so like what about you? I'm just like, yeah, I have Instagram, but like I don't really give it out to anybody. And then he's like, oh, why not? I'm just like, just cuz. He's like, so you won't give it to me? I'm just like, no, especially not you. And he was like, damn. And I was like, yup. Then my friend turns to me. She's like, wait, you have Instagram? How come? Like, why won't you, like, does that mean you won't add me then? And I'm just like, straight up in front of his face, I was like, yeah, I'll add you. And he was like, damn. And I was like, yep, anyway. Well, his brother is like around my age, but he's like older. So I was like, I don't even know you like that. Man. It's a little weird. Emotional damage. I guess so. Whoopsie. I haven't seen him recently though. Then again, he doesn't live in the same state as I do, allegedly, from what I heard. Good mythical morning! You woke up 1 whole minute ago. Good morning. You live in fucking Nevada or something? I live in hell, obviously. Why else does death want my cookies so bad? It's like the only explanation, am I right? Is that me? It is you! Surprise! Good mythical morning! I might flip the bang direction, low-key. I don't know if it's important. If it is, then I'll switch it back. But that angle's a little weird. Ah, I see, I see. I'm gonna have to learn how to connect the back of the hair. That shit is confusing. That's real shit. I just kind of bullshit it, and I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Oh, thank you. I hope you like. Oh, let me show you the post before you like pass out or something. Don't ask me what's up with the hand. I just. It's just the idea that came up in my head. In love already. Let's fucking go. What's up with the hand? What, huh? What's up with the hand? It's just a little. I mean, there's nothing like really wrong with it. It's just the pose is a little like not natural, you know? It's like not on the level of JoJo pose, but like, you know what I mean? Drawing the front hair is like swoosh, the back try to line. Who the fuck is this nasty ass off-brand alien isolation type bullshit? JoJo. Solo leveling? Oh my god, solo leveling. I still need to re-catch up on the... What was it called? Solo leveling Ragnarok or something? I lost my place, and so I'm just like, damn. I need to catch up again. Huh? The ICU? Let me get coffee and energy drink. I felt that shit. Pants of holding. Pants of holding. That's one way to put cargo pants. That's new. That's a new one. Oh my gosh, I also found out crazy drama about one of like our competitor cafes. I was like, oh shit, that's why they were closed? Goddamn. Yikes. Spill. Basically the TLDR is like, so they were closed for a while, right? So there's like a bunch of like customers coming in and like requesting, they're like, oh, like I don't know if you could make this drink, and it's like totally okay if you can't, but like could you make something like this? And I was like, and we were getting like a lot of those type of requests, and so I was just like, yeah, I can try to make it for you, I just can't guarantee if it'll be what you're looking for. And they're like, oh no, yeah, that's chill. And I was like, okay. Right, we've been getting a lot of those types of requests, and I was like talking to my boss about it. She's like, oh yeah, those are like drinks from our competitor. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I heard that they were closed for a while, and I was like, that's weird. Because they just opened up recently. And I'm like, that's weird. And then my sister comes over to visit, and she like comes home from one of her hangout one time. And she's like, guess what I just found out? And I was like, what did you just find out? She's like, so you know how so-and-so cafe has been closed recently? And I was like, yes. And she's like, and you know how my friend like is kind of like is all up in the community, so she knows shit, right? I'm just like, yeah. She's like, so here's the tea. And I was like, oh my god. So basically one of the owners is like a husband and wife, right? The husband was having an affair with one of the workers. And the worker, I wasn't too clear on this part. They were either underage or just barely turned 18. And it's just like, she's like, and so they've been fighting over the ownership for the cafe because of that. And I'm like, and they're in the middle of a divorce, and I'm like, oh my god. And then today at that's the thing, like I don't know what became of that so far. I don't even know if they're opened yet. Maybe they are, I don't know. I haven't been in that area in a while. And so like today at like the event, my boss was talking to the guy who like you know, our connection to like the company. And they're talking about like all the other cafes and stuff. And they're like, yeah, like so and so and so and so. And after like they were done talking about this, right? And I was like, hey, so like speaking about that cafe. They're like, yeah, and I'm like, do you want to hear about some tea about it? They're like, tea? That's what we do best. And so I spilled the tea to them, and they're like, goddamn. That's why we've been getting an influx of like customers over there from over there. And I'm like, yo. And they're like, goddamn. So That's the tea so far. You got news? Oh my gosh, and then like my boss is like, hey, so like allegedly, not allegedly, it is gonna happen. They're like, hey, yeah, if we open like a new location at like this place, like, would you want to be like the? And I'm like, no, 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 no. I've played these games before. I do not want to fuck with that anymore. She's like, oh, but like, my brother isn't here anymore, aka my old boss, and I'm just like, I'll think about it, but you're gonna have to convince me, like, real well. And that includes a good paycheck, not gonna lie, because I need it in this economy, if you know what I mean. So I'm just like, you know what? Like, I mean, surely they would pay me more, but like, I'm like, with the stress that comes with managing a cafe, been there, done that, don't really want to go back. But alas, such is life. The beans, spilling the beans and spilling the beans. Yeah. So much tea. Like I said, it's what we do best. Especially Vietnamese people. Vietnamese people be nosy as fuck, bro. What can I, and so that's my excuse. I'm just like, it's simply in my bloodline to be really nosy, okay? Like, even if I'm not directly involved or know anybody in the drama, I'm like, you can't just mention it to me in my presence and not tell me the details, okay? Like, I have to know now. Like, I have a I have a friend, right? And like we all hang out, and like sometimes like their sibling hangs out with us, right? And so one time, like when I first started, like when I first met like their sibling, I also met their partner at the time, right? But then within that time frame of me knowing them, they recently they like broke up with their partner. But then like we all still hang out together, including the sibling and the partners. And then the other day, my friend mentioned that the sibling was at their ex-partner's place over the weekend, and I'm like, it's not my business. I have no business of knowing, but like, you can't. The fact that they mentioned that to me, I've been so fucking curious about it for like the past like few weeks, but like obviously it's not my business to know anything at all, especially about that kind of stuff because it's their private life, right? But I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so fucking curious to know if they got back together or not. Like I barely, like, I only know them via playing games, but like, oh my god, like I'm so curious, but like it's not my fucking business, but goddamn am I curious. So standing in my kitchen like, why am I awake? Might be because they're demolishing a building right outside my apartment, but you know. But like, it's not my business to like ask, you know? So it's just like, I guess maybe one day they'll just like mention it at some point, and then I'll be able to finally connect the dots. But until then, I'm just left in a limbo of like wondering. And like, also like, it's not that they like left on like bad terms or anything, obviously, because we still hung out together. But it's just like, man, I'm so curious. uh, so, yeah. And then also, my sister was telling me that her coworker. Actually, I don't know if I should say that. I should shut my mouth. Okay, I'll tell you when it comes out. I just don't know if me thinking like, oh, how will they know, you know, and then they actually do find out, and then the person in question gets in trouble. And so I'm just like, okay, I won't say anything until the NDA is released. I won't dox myself, it's fine. No worries, ads are going on. Do people who watch know you IRL? No. My sister knows I do stream, but I have never told her my Twitch. She has tried to get me to tell her sometimes, but I'm like, nope, I'm never telling you. And then one friend does know, but like, I don't think they ever go on Twitch. They just like, okay, so the story with that is that they came over to my place one time, and like, they were in my room, and they saw my microphone, and they saw like my PC setup, and they're like, do you stream? And I was like, I immediately was like, how do you know? how did you know? And I was like, maybe. And then she's like, oh, you should tell me your Twitch. And I was like, no. But then she would not leave me alone about it. And so eventually I told her, and she's like, oh, that's so cool. And then one time, because we work at the cafe together, I was like working on a VTuber commission. She's like, oh, what are you drawing? And I was like, I'm working on a commission. She's like, for what? And I was like, a VTuber commission. And she's like, oh my god, a VTuber. I'm like, you know what that is? So, but she has allegedly never come into chat. Allegedly. I'm pretty sure she's forgotten by now. So. Aside from that, nobody IRL knows my Twitch. Speaking of IRLs and Twitch, my old roommate, aka my sister's ex, like, I remember towards the end of me living in the same place as him, I found out that he like also streamed. So funny, dude. And then like my sister and him obviously broke up, and so I couldn't still be roommates with him. And so she would like sometimes like she'd be like, hey, can you check his stream for me? And I'm just like, thing is, he doesn't know who like that I didn't stream at the time, but I did have a Twitch, and so I was like, yeah, I'll stalk him for you, I don't care, right? And then I think I started streaming like shortly after I stopped being roommates with him or something. But yeah, it was dire. Wasn't he a bum? Yeah. It's so funny because like in his old streams of his of his like VODs, you can see like I'm like, hey, that's like their bed, and like that's my sister's like nightstand. And dude, when we moved out, like my sister was so fucking nice. She gave him like her bed. She gave him all of like the like dishware and like all the stuff we bought for the apartment to him. And like gave him all of our furniture basically. And it's just like, bruh. And like I didn't know like the extent of like their relationship until afterwards, and when she was like telling me, and I was like, that's crazy, girl. And you didn't like think to tell me at all while we were living together. you just rotted in your bedroom together with him. Damn. Yeah. And the fact that like, oh my god, the tea with that recently is that, so my sister didn't know that on TikTok, right? If your account is public, you can see who views your profile. And so I told her that because she saw like my TikTok, and she's like, how do you know? Because I was like telling her about like some other guy who was like, oh yeah, remember that one guy like a few years ago who like ghosted me? Like he like checked my TikTok again. And I was like, isn't that funny? She's like, how did you know that he checked your TikTok? And I was like, oh, because it shows like who views your profile. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, right here. And she's like, oh shit. And so a few days later, she's like, guess who I caught checking out my TikTok the other day? And I was like, who? And she's like, my ex. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah. But like, it was so funny because I think originally when I first moved in with him, he didn't really have that like many online friends, I guess. And I remember he like mentioned it to me like one time offhandedly. He's like, man, I wish I had online friends. Lo and behold, like a few weeks later, he like made some like online friends with a bunch of like Valorant players, right? And there's just like one girl who I guess like he got really close to. And I guess like it's like that situation of like my sister was like, why are you always talking to this girl? And he's like, she's just a friend. When they broke up, he moved to that girl's state to live with her. Mind you, this guy is broke as fuck. So it's just like, so you used your parents' money. Interesting, interesting. Also, real funny, in the new place he got, you can still see my sister's bed that she gave him in the background of his streams. It's like, damn, you're still using her furniture after you broke up with her like that? My bad, my fault. My personal feelings are coming out. I should stop. I should stop. I should stop. Yeah. So basically, this ex in particular, right? So my sister had moved out for him, by the way, to help him out with rent in his original place. And eventually, like, they moved out and found a new place, right? And my sister was like, hey, you want to move in with us? And I was like, hell yeah. So I moved in with them, thinking it was all chill and dandy. Come to find out after the fact, after I had moved back out, is that literally for like more than half the time I lived there with him, for like, how long did we live with him? I lived there like a year and a half. He was like jobless, and my sister was covering his half of the rent for him for like literally 70% of the time we lived there. And all he did at home was just sit on his computer and play Valorant all day. And he would always claim like, oh, like I moved out right when I was 18, like my family kicked me out, like they don't love me and all that stuff. Like I've had to like thug it out all by myself since I was like young, you know. Mind you, he's the same age as me, so I'm just like, okay, shut the fuck up. Or no, he was a year older than me at the time. And I was like in like I couldn't even drink yet, basically. And so he was like, okay, bro, whatever. Mind you, his mom flew over to our state to visit him and congratulate him and like see the new place and stuff, and like bought like us like an air fryer, and then they bought him a brand spanking new ass gaming PC. And I'm just like, okay, first of all, if your family hated you, first of all, they wouldn't do any of that shit, right? And there's just so much stuff. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Literally. He had the victim mindset. And I was blissfully unaware of it all until after the fact, when my sister finally like spilled all the beans to me, and I was like, damn, girl, you didn't tell me this at all. Like, obviously I would hear like them fight and stuff, but like, what can you do? You know, I live in the same place as them. Like what can you do? Like, blast the music, I guess. I remember like when they would go over to like visit his family. He's just like used to just like going over there, right? But my sister was like, hey, like we should like get like a gift or something for them. It's like been a while since you've seen them. It doesn't have to be anything big and stuff. He's like, no, it's fine, like it's whatever. But obviously my sister did it anyway. And let him take the credit for it. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Why would you do that for him? Oh my god. Anyway. I said I would stop. I should really stop for real. Too lazy to deal with others' bullshit. Yeah, that's real. And buying people things that are expensive. My father bought and built up an entire kitchen for my sister. And then was like, oh hey Dante, do you want like 100 pounds as well? Of course I took it, but also, bro, why give me anything at all then? I felt that. I felt that. Shit. Yeah. Just something about like gifts is like really weird for me. But that's just personal beef I have with it. I feel like with gifts, I'm like, I usually feel really weird when people give me things. Unless I'm like close enough to you where I won't know, I won't know. I know that like they won't like later and turn around and be like, oh, like you should do this for me because I bought like X thing for you. It's just like, if I know they won't pull that kind of shit, then I'm more willing to like accept it. But usually a lot of people in my life have pulled that shit before, so I'm just like, I'm like so adverse to like accepting things. I'm like, do not give me anything, please. Please do not give me anything. Or like, it's especially awkward when they don't necessarily do it like directly in that way, but like I've had people in the past that would like bomb me with like gifts and stuff, and then later on be like, oh, like now you have to do like, for example, they like get me a game, right? And they're like, oh, now you have to play with me because I bought it for you. And I'm just like, okay, first of all, I didn't ask you to. Second of all, you're putting me in a position. So socks. Soup, you should make a storytime vid, cause I don't know. Yeah, or like, there's just like other things. I remember like, my first drawing tablet I bought for myself, right? I didn't have a credit card back then, but like I did save up enough money for it, right? And so I like asked my stepdad to buy it for me. And I'll just like give him the money, right? Then like when he like bought it, he's like, you know what? I'll just like buy it for you as a gift. And I was like, oh, yippee, you know. And later on, he would like use it against me. He'd be like, he's like, if you don't do so and so, I'm gonna take away your drawing tablet or whatever. And I was just like, man. And then I remember like I was like going through it in like high school, and at this time like my aunt had like heard that I was like into drawing, right? So she gave me her old like drawing tablet. It was an Intuos Pro 4. I remember it so vividly. It was like the tablet, like the non-touch screen tablet to have back then, right? That was like the one to have. And so like I had just gone, I was like, this is so awesome. I got a Intuos 4 Pro for free, right? This is awesome. And then I was going through it in high school, right? And so my grades weren't so great, and all this stuff, and like so eventually like as a form of punishment, bro literally just took the drawing tablet and threw it into the garbage can, like the big garbage can. And then he's like, that's why you're doing so bad in school now, it's because you're like always fucking drawing. And I'm just like, and I was already going through it, right? So I was like, I'm like, oh buddy, do you want to see me crash out? I'm fine now, guys. But back then, oh. And then I remember like my grandma was like obviously like heard like the whole fight happen. And so bless my grandma, she tried to like she like fished it out of the trash can, but she didn't know it came with a cord and like a pen. And so she just got the tablet itself. So like I love my grandma for like the attempt and like her trying to like save it still. But like man, ever since that day, it was like soul crushing. And like I remember like I had to have like a talk with like my parents about it like in the recent years, like how come you never want to show us your art? And I was like, oh well, you know, maybe I'm just like still a little salty that like you literally like threw away what I liked as like in high school and like trashed on it. And they're like, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, oh shit. uh, W grandma. For real, W grandma. Love my grandma so bad. Yep, my grandma's still around. Thank God. Someone make it into an edit. Oh yeah, one of the first freaking impressions Arch had of me was like me telling a story about my grandma. One of the first lines like I think he heard was like, yeah, she just like raw dogged it straight into the grocery basket. Literally the first line. The first impression Arch ever had of me, I'm pretty sure. Must have been the wind. Dude, my grandma's so funny. She's like one of those grandmas where like if she sees a sale, she has to get it. Especially if it's like something she's like kind of been on the fence about. But then she's like, oh, it's on sale? Say less. Say less. I'm gonna buy it. I'm like, grandma, please. Well, she's Asian, so this is also true. Could be me, I'm addicted to sales. Honestly, yeah. I'm also kind of that way. I'm like, oh, like, I don't know about getting it, but then it's like, I see it's like on sale, and I'm like, oh, but like, who knows when the next sale is gonna be, right? So like, better get it now than buy it full price later on. Gets me every time. Gets me every time. Like every single time I see a game on sale on Steam, I'm just like, okay, but like, do I really need it? Lately, I've been able to hold myself back, unless it's a game that my friends have like expressed interest in. Then I'm like immediately just like, ah, fuck it. When's the next time it's gonna be on sale, right? Summer sale looming in the background. His titties be juicy. Real and true. When you gonna hop on that Super Battle Golf, homie? I did get it. I haven't played it. I think I said this before. I like, cause me and my friends were like looking for games to play. We could, games we could maybe play together. And then I was like, they're like, oh, do you have like Super Battle Golf? And I was like, I'll be honest, completely honest with you, dog. I'm super not interested in playing it, but like, if that's the game you really want to play, I'll get it for you. And they're like, okay. And I was like, okay. You think I'll like it? Your EPS fuck now, low-key. Sleep so well. It's about almost time. I gotta end stream soon, too. I have a morning shift. Pray that the coffee machine doesn't explode on me tomorrow, guys. No! That's real. I wish I didn't have a morning shift. Yeah. Unfortunately, you got an adult. Oh my god, AJR. There's this one YouTuber I watch who like roasts AJR with like every single moment he can, and it's like low-key so funny to me. He's like, haha, yeah, if you're an AJR fan. He's like, oh wait, there's no AJR fan. That doesn't exist. My ass, and I'm just like, oh. Shit. By the way, if bro has too many details, feel free to simplify. I just put as much as shit on him as I could. Don't worry about it. You're talking to the guy who spent more than 6 hours drawing that one clothing pattern for absolutely no reason. I also drew, there's this one notorious speed paint that my friend won't ever let me live down. It was like a few years ago. I sat and drew a rib cage for literally 2 hours, only to not use it and just delete it. And she's like, I will never ever let you live that down. I'm like, damn. want to at least finish the clothing sketch before I perish. I might change this hand. I don't know yet. I'll decide that later. You've been up for 20 hours, brother? Are you good? Are you chilling? Only reason why I'm here. That's real. Is this the hand? Nope, that's not the hand layer. Is this one? Yeah. K-pop Demon Hunters. Why is 14 hours a thing anyways? 14 hours for what? Exactly. A shift? 14-hour shift? God damn. I think the longest shift I ever worked was a 10-hour one. I'm wishing you so much luck, brother. Why does 14 hours sound like mildly illegal, low-key? not gonna question it. I mean, me personally, you're giving Bestie a tramp stamp, by the way. That's crazy. Is it gonna be big? I'm asking for a friend. Named me, myself, and I, because I'm curious. I'm so powerful? Why? Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna end it there for tonight. I gotta go to sleep, unfortunately. Oh shit, I gotta move this back. Thank you. I might continue this tomorrow. Allegedly. Maybe. Depends on how sleepy I am after work. Oh yeah. Real. Okay, anyway. Sleep well, have a great rest of your day or night. Stay safe, eat well, sleep well. Until next time. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll keep it in mind.